Us Brits, we love our fast Fords, but there are two letters that get us really excited. RS. And now, after years of waiting, Ford has finally stuck the famous badge on the current Focus. About bloody time.
But does this new one live up to the legend? To find out, I'm going to be putting it through 5 different tests. So let's start off with the most important one first. Performance.
The Focus RS uses the same 2.5 litre turbo engine from the Focus ST, but Ford has given it a major overhaul so it now produces a massive 305 horsepower, and this enables the car to do 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 5.9 seconds.
Now, while that sounds quick, in reality, the Focus RS feels even faster, and that's because Ford has had to curtail the engine's torque in first gear so that the transmission doesn't explode. Once you select second, the engine is kind of freed of its performance shackles and just goes ballistic.
In fact, the Focus RS has devastating in-gear acceleration and will keep on pulling all the way up to 163 miles an hour.
Right, before we get too carried away, we need to move on to the second test, handling.
And this could be a problem. You see, this car isn't all-wheel drive. Instead, its 440 newton metres of torque is sent through the front tyres.
Now, you'd think this would lead to lots of horrendous torque steer when you're accelerating out of corners. After all, that was a problem that badly affected the old Mark I Focus, and it had a lot less power. But amazingly, it doesn't.
You see, Ford have redesigned the Focus's front suspension to prevent the steering wheel from dislocating your shoulders when you floor the throttle out of a bend.
Sorry to break this to you, Ford, but there is still a little bit of torque steer. But actually, it's hardly anything really. And I think that on these smooth French roads, this two-wheel drive Ford Focus RS is actually more fun than the Subaru Impreza STI. And don't forget, that has four-wheel drive.
OK, let's move on. An RS should sound fantastic.
So then, this next test is all about engine noise. Now let's see. Well, here. Let's move on to test 4, looks.
RS cars must be aggressive, you know, like they might punch you in the eye if you stare at them for too long. In short, they should be the automotive equivalent of tracksuit-wearing football hooligans.
And now, at last, we have arrived at the final test. An RS should be affordable. OK, we might have a bit of a problem here. You see, the Focus RS costs...
Now, I know it may come with Recaro sport seats and whizzy gauges as standard. However, 25 grand is a lot of money to spend on a Focus, even if it is covered in RS badges.
But then again, you're not going to be able to get a 300 horsepower car for less. And this is probably the best hot hatch in the world.
So then, the new Focus RS not only lives up to the legend, but it's probably the best RS car Ford has ever made.